Greetings all, Boots Allen here with your Snake River Angler Fly Fishing Report. Today's November 7th. Got some snow out there, feels like an early winter. It's still pretty much late autumn. Here we go right now, we're into kind of the high 30s, low 40s. Later this week, we're gonna have 4 consecutive days where highs are gonna be between 45 and into the low 50s. So we're gonna see a lot of this snow melt. We're gonna have some warm weather. Pretty decent fishing conditions for this time of year, although we're going to fish all year long, no matter what the conditions are. On the surface right now, blue-winged olives and midges, kind of in that order. That's really what you want to be focusing on. All those other bugs are pretty much gone for the year. So midges and blue-winged olives, they're kicking into gear late morning. You might be able to see them as early as 10:30 a.m. Really, it's about 11:30 that you'll really start to see those. They'll last past 4 o'clock, getting towards 5 o'clock, sometimes going towards 6 o'clock, but really concentrate on those afternoon hours. Think about 11 o'clock until 3 or 4 is kind of the sweet spot for it right now. On the surface, blue-winged olive patterns, DL Cripple, a Parachute Adams, a Parachute Extended Body BWO. Midge-wise, think about a mating midge, think about a CDC winged midge emerger. Those are the patterns you're going to be hitting. Going, fairly small. Small for here is basically size 18 to size 22. So that's what we're doing on the surface right now, both on the Snake and on the South Fork. Eddies, seams, riffle pools, those are the places to really target. Still places where you have some flowing water. Don't want to really be hitting some of that quieter stuff, although that can kick into gear by about mid-morning. Only lasts a little bit, probably about an hour and a half or so. Subsurface wise, still think about midge and blue-winged olive nymph patterns. Nymphs, I would probably go with obviously a olive zebra midge, a black zebra midge, a red zebra midge, ice cream cone midges. Perdigons are still very much worth throwing out there. A tungsten drop can work. Just get those legs off of there. Those haven't really been doing as much for us when you're using those legs. Blue-winged olive nymphs. Think about a Hickey's Auto nymph. That's a good one to go with. Pheasant tail is a good one to go with as well. We use a pheasant tail for mahogany duns, PMDs, but we use them for blue-winged olives as well. Deep stinker nymphs, those are worth using. And also think about egg patterns. We have mountain whitefish. They're spawning here in November into December. So egg patterns are very much worth throwing right now. You can get into decent to very good action on some egg patterns. These fish are going to be spawning in water that's kind of moderate speed, maybe some quick currents there as well. They don't build nests. They're trying to drop those eggs, letting them disperse. The males come in and dump their milt as they're dispersing. So these eggs, they're going to be scattering, and you get those fish are going to have a lot of opportunity to eat egg patterns. They're going to be spawning on those riffle shelves, the head of seams, so that's where you want to target with those egg patterns. Streamer wise, pretty much moderately sized. This time of year we phase out of the big stuff, so moderately sized streamers, Sparkle Yummy, Booty Call Minnow, Little Kim, patterns like that. Those are the ones that have been working pretty solid. If they're not going with that size of pattern, think about going a little bit smaller. Think about a small Little Kim, a small crystal bugger, perhaps a Rickards seal bugger, patterns like that. Still a decent time to be fishing streamers. You want to be targeting, with streamers, you kind of want to be targeting some slower water, unlike you do with your surface patterns. So get into those backwater channels, off of those seams, in those side channels, really target those. Floating line, maybe a sinking tip, short sinking tip, intermediate to 3 IPS at most. Slow to moderate retrieves. Troughs along banks that have very slow speeds, that's what you want to hit as well. Eddies, eddy currents that are kind of slow, hit those as well with your streamers. But by all means, do hit some of the faster currents too. There will be those opportunities. There's typically about an hour to 2 hours mid-afternoon where that water does pick up in terms of action on streamers. So there you have it right now. Blueing olives, midges, egg patterns, and moderately sized streamers. That's the report for today. Looking forward to speaking to you in another week or two.